All right, and we're back, and let's see what we're going against this round. So Gigantha. So we're going against the um, what is it? The Boros Convoke deck. Hand doesn't look particularly well as I don't have a sweeper. I've got two counters. Uh, Counter the Bushwhacker. Don't need to be taking an extra what 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 damage instead. Lotus Field, Discontinuity. Yep. Um, okay. So I need a sweeper, and I think I do top deck a sweeper. Yep. So cycle the sensor, get a Doom Scar, down to 3 still. Haste is the only thing that's really punishing. Wandering Emperor is excellent. They draw a card. They draw a card. Forbidden Friendship. I exile. Yeah. Go down to 3. Make a dude. Play that. Draw. Get another field in play. Found another sweeper. Keeping my life total high enough. Okay, so they did not realize that the Proctor was going to force them to pay an extra 2. They drop another guy. I'm perfectly happy with this. He doesn't get value, but I also still have the sweeper for it. Time to deluge again. I just draw basically everything I need. Another Lotus Field, some more mana ramp. Attack for 1. Sweep the board. I have discontinuity. Go. I think they get, yeah, so they do that. Yeah, and they just give up after all that. So stabilized at 3. Um, Top decked the Doomscar after cycling the sensor, which is excellent. Eventually drew into another sweeper for their board. I definitely got lucky with them not finding the or for playing the what's his name? Not the recruiter. The bushwhacker into my sensor. That definitely saved me there. And then the fact that the recruiter, they needed to pay an extra 1 in order for the recruiter to actually get its ability off, was pretty excellent. So again, Proctor doing work. And then for game 2, keepable hand. I've got discontinuity for the Lotus. Aether Gust to slow something down if I need to. Opponent's getting pretty aggressive right from the get-go. They're gonna drop the Loxodon here, I think. Yep. And I think here, what do I do? So I Aether Gust one of these back. He puts it on top, and I do this because I wanted to make sure I didn't lose to something that gives their creatures haste, and pumps them next turn. So that happens, and now I can just untap and farewell. So I go down to 6. Opponent has no cards in hand. I get to farewell their entire board here. And opponent just concedes. Yeah, so I did play the Gust there just because I didn't want to go lower. I didn't want to take essentially an extra 3 damage and possibly die to something weird like I mean, I don't know. He could have played like a 1 mana dork and then done Bushwhacker or something like that, and I would have been not exactly dead. I would have been overkill, or I would have been dead by a bunch. But I just wanted to. I mean, and weirdly enough, he put it back on the top of his deck. Like that's just not a good draw at that point. So I'm not sure why They decided to. The only reason, like when they put it on top, I was thinking, okay, you had to have Bushwhacker. You only have to have Bushwhacker in your hand. Like I don't understand why you would not play anything else or have anything else in your hand if you're putting that card specifically back on top because you need another cheap card in order to get the Bushwhacker's triggered ability off. But they just had a Rending Volley in hand, so I don't understand why they put that back on top. But no, I just wanted to use my Aether Gust in a situation where um, I had mana to actually use it, and I knew that my mana was going to be tied up for the next couple turns. So that was round 3.